Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News starts now.
Even during the coronavirus pandemic, General Motors earnings went up in 2020, and this is certainly good news for some employees. We'll explain. But first, on trial, the official start to President Trump's second impeachment trial is less than an hour away. Now at 11:30, what we can expect to see as House officials make their case. Welcome to a special edition of Local 4 News here at 11:30 as we prepare for that noon start of day 2 of the impeachment trial against President Trump. These are live pictures from the nation's capital where those proceedings will get underway. They are at the same location, the U.S. Capitol, where that deadly insurrection that all of those senators bore witness to and what former President Trump is charged with inciting back on January 6th. Today, senators begin considering the incitement of insurrection article of impeachment against the former president. This after 6 Republicans, along with Democrats on Tuesday, rejecting the notion that it's unconstitutional to impeach a former president. Susan McGinnis takes a closer look at what happened yesterday and what we can expect to see today, which includes never before seen Capitol security footage.
With the question of constitutionality now settled, the Senate today officially begins the historic second impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump. Democrats demanding that the former president be held accountable.
Presidents can't inflame insurrection in their final weeks.
The Trump defense dismissing the charge against him as political.
We can't possibly be suggesting that we punish people for political speech in this country.
The opening salvo from Democrats was devastating. Graphic video reminding the senators that their lives and democracy were on the line January 6th after the Capitol was violently attacked by a mob steered by President Trump.
And we're going to the Capitol.
Democrats' impassioned plea that no president is above the law.
This cannot be the future of America.
The Trump defense notable for what even some Republicans describe as meandering and ineffective, reportedly infuriating Trump himself.
I worked in this building 40 years ago. I got lost then, and I still do.
It was disorganized, random, had nothing. They talked about many things, but they didn't talk about the issue at hand.
Though 6 Republicans voted to move ahead with the trial, Democrats will need 17 GOP senators for a conviction. A high bar as they try to hold a former president responsible for a low point in American history. While Donald Trump is likely looking at a second acquittal, he remains the only president in history to be impeached twice. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Thank you, Susan. And we also have some breaking news. Prosecutors down in Georgia have launched a criminal investigation into attempts to influence the outcome of the presidential election in that state. Now, you may remember the phone call that former President Trump made to Georgia's Secretary of State asking him to find votes to overturn the election.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Today, down in Georgia, the newly elected Democratic prosecutor in Fulton County is asking several Georgia officials to preserve documents. The call is expected to be a prominent part of the impeachment trial. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, General Motors bounces back with a strong fourth-quarter profit. And as Rod Maloney reports, this is good news for some of the automaker's employees.
Well, General Motors has really gone and done it. I mean, it was one of those situations where they were in a pandemic, and yet they came out with impressive earnings. They beat the Wall Street expectations, and let's take a look at exactly what happened and compare them to this time last year. So in the fourth quarter, they made $3.7 billion, but for the full year, they made $9.7 billion. And if you look back to 2019 in the fourth quarter, they only made $105 million. And if you recall, that was when they were having a 40-day long strike during the national contract negotiations. But for the full year, they made $8.4 billion. So that's a significant jump year to year. Now, let's talk about profit sharing. UAW auto workers looking to get their checks, and let's look at what they're going to get as what happened from last year. They'll be picking that up in the next couple of weeks. $9,000 for profit sharing, and then you compare that to 2019 because of the strike. It was only $8,000. In 2018, they did get $10,750. But let's think about this. There was a pandemic last year. They had production shut down for a couple of months. And so that's why Michelle Krebs from Cox Automotive is so impressed by what it was that General Motors has accomplished here.
It really is. I remember back in March and April, it was like when we were in the Great Recession, we had no idea what was going to happen, and it looked like gloom and doom. But I think it's been absolutely remarkable how the auto industry has rebounded and how well GM has done through this.
Still, General Motors is warning that there could be a little bit of trouble on the horizon because they've got this semiconductor chip shortage that is slowing down some of their production. Now, they're doing what they can to try and push the semiconductors to the vehicles that sell more, and then vehicles that aren't selling as much don't end up getting built at all, or if they build them, they're going to build them without the semiconductors in them and replace those later. So there's a lot to talk about there, but then we've also got the Stellantis CEO talking today. We've got UAW President Rory Gamble talking as well. And so we're going to be looking into all of that, speaking with all of them, and we'll have full coverage on all of the automotive issues of the day coming up on Local 4 News at 5 and again at 6. In Southfield, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, looking forward to your updates. And now we want to turn our attention to Brandon and talk about the weather as we take a live look outside, which is the best way to experience the outdoors right now is to look outside, not actually being out in it, because it is really cold.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I mean, today is one of those days where you just kind of look outside. Clouds are starting to fill in, and you know it's cold out. And we've talked about it, not a lot of relief in sight. So now we focus on snow chances and just how cold it's going to get. 15, 16, 17 degrees as we look live downtown. Luckily, the winds are not that strong, so wind chills and air temps pretty close. The wind chill is 5 in Pontiac, 9 in Port Huron. We'll see, again, more and more clouds with flakes and flurries south. Highs only about 20 degrees. Most of us don't see a flake or flurry, but you can see some of that 2 hours south. We'll track a little of that snow, Rhonda, plus a couple of decent snow chances in our cold 7-day coming up.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Now to the coronavirus. Nationwide, the United States passed 27,193,000 cases, and more than 468,000 people have died from this virus in our country alone. These are, of course, statistics from Johns Hopkins University. Now let's talk about closer to home. We are expecting the very latest single-day coronavirus cases coming a little later this afternoon, but we are continuing to see a drop in daily cases. There is concern, though, about the alarming spread of that new virus strains, the variant that it's called. The good news is that the federal government is dramatically boosting vaccine distribution as soon as next week, and this as new data is showing concerning racial disparities and exactly who is getting vaccinated. For more on that, Miguel Almaguer is here to report.
This morning, hope is on the horizon. COVID hospitalizations are falling across the country. The 7-day average for daily infections now at a 3-month low. To fix vaccine shortages, the Biden administration is boosting distribution to states from 8.6 million doses this week to 11 million next week, a 28% increase. And they're sending vaccines directly to community health centers to help reach 30 million people in underserved communities.
This includes people who are experiencing homelessness, agricultural and migrant workers, residents of public housing.
This as new data shows troubling racial disparities in who's getting the vaccine. In cities like Los Angeles, only 7% of black seniors have been vaccinated, less than half the rate of white and Asian American seniors.
For parts of the population like African Americans, you need places that are small, in their neighborhood, staffed by people that they know.
And with states like California, Colorado, Iowa, and New York lifting restrictions, there's growing concern over those COVID variants that could be more contagious and more resistant to vaccines. Our Richard Engel spoke to the CEO of BioNTech, which helped develop the Pfizer vaccine.
We have tested more than 20 different variants, and for all of them, we see either complete protection or slightly reduced protection.
Officials say we need 85% of the population to be vaccinated before life can return to normal.
I think then we could really pull back on some of the public health constraints we have, like mask wearing.
And that was Miguel Almaguer reporting. Overnight, the FDA authorized a COVID treatment plan for emergency use. The COVID antibody treatment is for patients in the hospital with mild to moderate symptoms, and it could prevent them from getting seriously ill. Still to come here in our special edition of Local 4 News at noon. Due to the pandemic, many people are skipping their routine dental appointments, which is causing them trouble down the line. We'll explain why you should not do that next.